Hey guys, it's Helen Hart-Smith here again from the Heart of the Witch's Path YouTube channel. Hope you're having a good day. I am. I'm here to record my video response for the 2018 YouTube Pagan Challenge, and this is for the letter G. So, it's kind of funny because when the new year started and thinking about doing these videos for the alphabet, I'm like, oh, this is going to be so cool. But then to narrow down what I want to talk about for each of the letters, sometimes it's a little hard, to kind of, have just that one subject matter. So, my G, idea might be a little weird, and it's not especially witchy per se, but there's definitely a witchy intent. So my topic for the letter G is goals. So last year, when I was doing my final year with the Temple of Witchcraft teachings, one of our assignments was to come up with a goal list for the year. And then, of course, work on it. And of course, these things are kind of intended to have a witchy spin, to have something to do with your practice or, something that you want to learn or what have you. And so I did that, and I really thought that it was cool. I mean, I've had goal lists before. I'm a list person in general, just to begin with. And so having this goal list that I could look back and reference and have this tangible list of things that I set forth for myself to accomplish during the year was kind of a nice reminder. I actually wrote it in my journal, and I actually put it on one of the back pages of the journal so that I could easily flip through it and I could check off things as they were accomplished and things like that. So the list, so I liked it so much that I wanted to do it again this year. And so my list has things that are kind of quickly attainable, and then there's long-term obtainable. They're just things that I want to accomplish in the year. And so last year, I will be honest, and I did not accomplish all the things on my list, but I accomplished more things than I didn't accomplish. And the things that I did accomplish were the big things that I really wanted to get done for the year. And so I feel that as someone who has been a practicing witch for a long time, 20 years, I think I'm going on, 15, 20 years. I think that as you get to this kind of a point in your practice, sometimes you need to have things like a goal list that can give you something to work towards. Because generally when you're new to the craft, there's that, that learning curve time. There's that part where you're learning the basics of what the craft is and what is your path. How do you define yourself? What kind of a practitioner are you? And things like that. And so the first few years really kind of take up those kinds of questions. And then, you can have some years in there where you're getting your formal training, like I did through the Temple Mystery School and things like that. But then what happens to you after? And I'm the kind of person that I always want to learn. I am always open to learning new skills, new knowledge, I love documentaries and things like that. So I always want to be learning. And I think that part of that is because dementia and Alzheimer's and things like that seem to be growing in our society. And so if you keep your mind engaged, then, it kind of lessens that from, happening to you is kind of what some studies are saying. And so I always want to be learning. And so I feel like a goal list is kind of a really great thing that you can do for yourself, that it's not going to take that long. You just sit down and be like, okay, what do I want to do? So I will give you some examples of some things that are on this year's to-do list, and maybe I'll even talk about some things that were on last year's. So one thing that was on last year's that I really enjoyed and wanted to continue with is to read a book every quarter. So every 3 months, I want to finish reading a book. And I didn't set aside anything that, I didn't make a proviso that it had to be a witchy book or anything else, just a book, because my life can get pretty busy and I love to read and I love books, but sometimes, it takes a while to finish one. And so if I make myself a goal that I want to finish at least one a quarter, so that's 4 a year, that's not a super lofty goal, but it's still a goal. So I did it last year and I liked that, so I carried that one over to this year. There is a non-witchy task that I want to do. Is I started a rewrite of one of my novels, and that started who knows when, but I would like to finish that. So that's on my goal list for this year. So that's something that's not necessarily a witchy spend item, but it's something that I would like to accomplish. One big thing that I want to do, well, I don't even think it's like a big thing, but one thing that I would like to finish is the first mystery school that I went through was the Corellian Navatist. I think I said that right. I seem to screw it up every time. But anyhow, the Corellians run witchschool.com. And I'm pretty sure that I've mentioned witchschool.com before. But that is the first tradition that I studied under, and I received my first degree through witch school, and I had started my second degree. But then I kind of went on and I discovered Christopher Penczak's work and things like that. So that second degree has kind of been stuck there in a stasis. And so I'm gonna finish my second degree this year. I made that choice, and I'm actually about like halfway through the program. And this is actually a book form of the lessons that you get on the Witch School site, because it's all online. The classes that I take on there are online. And so, the nice thing about it is that I have a lifetime membership, so I can go back and pick up lessons whenever I want to. So just because it's been a while since I took a test for a lesson doesn't mean that I'm have to start over or anything like that. So I'm going to finish my second degree there, and who knows, because like I said, I think I'm about halfway through. So who knows, maybe I'll even start that third degree during this year. We'll see. What else is on my list? Well, of course, I want to continue working on the Master Spell series that I started for 2018, which is about perseverance. And boy, let me tell you, I'm needing some perseverance this year, boys and girls. So, I'll put a link below to the playlist that I've started for that Master Spell series. So yeah, that's kind of like, there's a couple of other little things in there, little ditties in there, and stuff like that. And I may even add to this list as I go through, because there are some other goals too that I'm working on. Like I'm working on a spring cleaning purge that I thought about trying to film to show you guys, but I can't work on the whole thing all at once. So I was trying to figure out a way to film it. It just wasn't feasible. So I'm doing it, and I'll give you all a tour of my sacred space when I'm done. So I'm working on that. So that is the letter G, goals, for me for the 2018 YouTube Pagan Challenge. If you enjoyed this video, then I would love to see a thumbs up from you. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. I'm always trying to come up with fun, interesting content to bring to you guys, and there's some cool stuff in the works, so stick with us. And I would love to hear from you. Do you have a goal list that you work with? Comment in the comment section below. You can always email me at heartofthewitchespath@yahoo.com, and be sure to follow me on Instagram at heartofthewitchespath. Kathy has an Instagram too, and her handle is Slays Vamps. So check her out too. So that's going to be it for this video. Thanks for watching, and thanks for walking the path for a little while with me. Until next time, blessed be.